Hi, guys, and welcome to my podcast series. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Olivia, a student in Tokyo, Japan. This podcast is all about accents and identities to help people around the world feel more confident about their natural accents. Many people feel nervous when speaking another language, especially English, because they think their accent sounds wrong. But accents are not mistakes. They're a natural result of how and where we learn language. Through this podcast series, I want to explore questions like, what actually is an accent? Why do we judge some accents more than others? Can someone have more than one accent? And why do accents play such a big role in how people see themselves? As a Japanese, something I've noticed growing up is that many Japanese students feel very self-conscious about speaking English. Because of that, many of them actually stay quiet, even if they understand English quite well. I've heard people saying that Japanese people cannot speak English, but I don't think that's true. In many cases, it's not about ability, but it's about confidence. If someone feels that their accent will be judged, they might choose not to speak at all. And the interesting thing is that this doesn't only happen in Japan. Around the world, people often judge others based on how their English sounds. For example, some accents are seen as professional or correct, while others are treated as if they are less intelligent or less capable. But that doesn't make any sense, right? Accent and intelligence have absolutely no connection. Since this is the very first episode, we're not going to go super deep today. Instead, we're just going to skim the surface of the world of accents. Let's start with a simple question. What exactly is an accent? A lot of people think an accent only means when someone sounds foreign, but actually that's not true. Everyone has an accent. Even if you are speaking your native language, you still have an accent based on where you grew up, the people around you, and the languages you've been exposed to. An accent is basically the unique way someone pronounces sounds in a language. It can be influenced by things like your country, your region or city, your first language, your family or community, or even media or the internet, for example. Someone from Texas, London, and Sydney might all speak English, but they sound completely different. And none of them are wrong, they're just different accents. Also, people can actually have more than one accent. Some people switch accents depending on where they are, who they're talking to, or what language they're speaking. This is sometimes called code switching. So accents are not just about pronunciation, they're also connected to identity, culture, and experience. Now let's look at accents within English-speaking countries. Even inside the same country, accents can change a lot. Let's start with American English. This is the clip from Mean Girls.
Okay, you should just know that we don't do this a lot, so this is like a really huge deal. We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week.
Oh, it's okay.
Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
American accents are probably the ones many people around the world are most familiar with, mostly because of movies, TV shows, and YouTube. In Japan, we are taught American English, so this is the most common accent that is considered fluent, I guess. But even in the United States, there are many different accents, like New York, Southern California, and many more. Next, let's listen to Australian English. It's a video of a man being interviewed. I guess it's pretty famous.
Your mate's shop, and you didn't want him to get away.
Yeah, no. Well, me mate's mum's had this shop for like 40 odd years, and look at it. Look at it. Whoa.
It's a mess, isn't it?
Beyond a mess. Words can't explain how it is, mate.
Now, Daniel, you managed to put some pants on in the meantime.
Yeah, mate.
It's good to hear. Do you feel like a hero?
Not really. It's just something you got to do for the community, mate. It's like you look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you.
Australian accents are really interesting because they sometimes stretch vowels a bit more. Some words also sound very relaxed and smooth compared to other accents. Now let's go to the UK, where accents can change dramatically depending on the region. There's a lot of British English memes that have gone viral, right? I love the one about the girl talking about the ice cream van. It's so cute. The little Emma Watson. Speaking of Emma, let's hear a standard British accent. It's sometimes called received pronunciation and the posh English.
This is true to me. I love learning and I love note-taking. I've made copious notes. Look, there's diagrams, there's a mound. This is called the pony, and this is called the jigger. This is called hawthorn.
This accent is often used in news broadcasts or formal settings, so many people think of it as the classic British accent. It is quite common in Japan that having a British accent is a really cool thing. I also tried to teach myself the posh accent, and I guess I actually succeeded a bit. Meanwhile, UK also has many regional accents. For example, here's Scottish English.
Well, very popular today. I'm saying that a number of parliamentary colleagues who have disabilities do find it quite difficult getting around certain parts of the state. Given that we're doing this refurbishment work, what can be done to make sure that those with a disability are able to move around more freely and the place is accessible?
Yes, it's the famous clip of the Scottish member of the British Parliament. Scottish accents can sound quite different from what many people expect when they think of British English. The rhythm and pronunciation can be really unique. It's actually really hard to understand it for me because I'm not used to it, and that's all good. As the memes, it's a good thing to have fun with the accents and enjoy the difference, but not hesitate to accept them. And finally, let's listen to Cockney, which comes from East London. This is a singer, Adele, speaking in an interview.
Thanks, I'm very excited.
It's a big night for you.
It is a big night. I feel a bit funny being here because I'm not nominated, but I'm performing. But I think it's because I was the first Critics' Choice and then I was the first one, the second record. So hopefully next year, Flo will be here. But yeah, no, it is a big night. I'm very excited.
Can you understand it? Cockney accents are famous for things like dropping the H sound or using very distinctive pronunciation patterns. Listening to all these clips really shows something interesting. Even though they are all native English speakers, their accents are very different. So there really isn't just one correct English accent. Now let's move to something many listeners might relate to more. English accents from non-English speaking countries. When people learn English as a second language, their first language often influences their pronunciation. This creates unique accents that reflect both languages. There was also a trend about this. Well, it's not the world accent kind of trend, but still related. The one that the non-accented speakers suddenly pronouncing a typical word in the affected accent. I don't think I'm putting into words correctly. Loa, well, okay, getting back to the main topic. Let's start with the Indian accent. I pretty much recognize India as an English-speaking country, but as they also have Hindi as their first language, I included in this group just to clarify.
To maintain the track, it is less challenging than to reach near the track. So to go up to that time, so much energy you will lose that you required minimum 1 hour to recover. This job is challenging. Here you have to become expert to take quick decisions.
Indian English is actually one of the largest English-speaking varieties in the world, and it has its own pronunciation patterns and rhythm. The most noticeable feature is the D sound, and also many speakers pronounce the R sound clearly wherever it appears. But actually, the typical Indian accent people think of is usually related to South India, but not necessarily the North. What we know from here is that we cannot easily assume people's nationality or ethnicity only from their accents. Next, let's listen to Russian accented English.
Good morning, fanatics, crazy Russian dad here. Did you miss me? I have missed you too. So glad you're watching my video. Today I'm going to talk about Russian English. There's some words and sounds in English that Russian immigrants just cannot pronounce. Okay, not possible genetically. Or maybe if you're inordinately talented, maybe you can, but I cannot. And my relatives cannot either.
Russian speakers often pronounce certain consonants differently, which creates a very recognizable accent when speaking English. It is characterized by a deep, throaty resonance, the use of a dark L sound, and tapped R sounds. And here's French accented English. The French English accent is so-called sexy English. Let us hear.
A bit?
Yes, a little.
Yes, of course.
Not really,
Yes, of course, very well.
In school. Yes, and yes, in school.
I'm just watching some TV shows on Netflix.
I learn English in middle school and then high school.
I learn English at uni and in the US. There we go.
French speakers sometimes pronounce English sounds differently because some English sounds don't exist in French. It often features a melodic, fluid, or connected flow where words are compressed together. Finally, the Japanese accent. This is a famous clip of a baseball player, Kawasaki, who played for the Blue Jays, being interviewed.
What happened?
Just crap.
Just a cramp?
Yeah, just crap.
So you told me what can you eat to help you make you feel better?
Bananas.
Yeah. Why bananas?
Monkeys never craps. You know, monkey never crap. Because a monkey every day bananas. Too.
Because Japanese is a CV language, the Japanese accent features a vowel at the end of each word. Also, it is hard to pronounce the difference between R and L or B and V. So how do you feel listening to these clips? Again, these accents are not mistakes. They are simply the result of different language systems interacting with English. And honestly, these accents make English much more diverse and interesting. In future episodes of this podcast, we'll explore things like, why do people sometimes judge others based on their accents? Why are some accents considered prestigious while others are unfairly stigmatized? How accents relate to identity and culture, and how we can become more confident in our own voices. The goal isn't to say one accent is better than another. The goal is to understand accents and appreciate them. Before we finish today's episode, I want to leave you with a small thought. Your accent tells a story. It tells people where you've been, what languages you know, and the communities you belong to. Instead of trying to hide it, maybe we can start thinking of it as something meaningful and unique. So whether your accent is strong, subtle, mixed, or constantly changing, it's part of who you are. Thank you so much for listening to the very first episode. I'm Olivia, joining you from Tokyo, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!